What is going on, homies? Mr. Perez here, finally bringing you a new video. To start, I just want to explain why I haven't been able to make a new video, and it's because I've been trying to make some cash in order to finally build my computer. With this money, I finally started to buy some parts, so I'm going to quickly attempt to go through the parts and a bit of the build. Hope you guys enjoy.
This is a sticker, this is a lift up, if you don't get up.
Hey, I'm gonna make this one easy on you. I just want like medium fries, please.
What can I get for you today?
So to start, I need to order the parts, so I did that the old-fashioned way. I just threw the cash at the PC. It didn't work the first time, so I did it one more time, and like magic, it's watch. It's just, wait for it. And just like magic, we got new parts. So basically, just to go over things real quick, we got a case. It's the NZXT IS340. We got an SFX card, the R9290X, Intel Core i5 K, by the way, so it's overclockable. Hard drive, 1 terabyte. That's a little thing that's in the bubble wrap. SSD, 256 gigabytes. 2 RAMs. You got the motherboard right there, the ASRock Z97 Extreme 3, and the power supply XTR750. So overall, this is what's going to go into my computer. This is what's going to be the basics of it. Sorry it doesn't look so great, lighting and everything, but hopefully it's enough for you guys to notice what I'm doing. I just really want to include you guys into this. And by the way, thanks to my girlfriend for recording this. She really helped out. So next, just to show you guys real quick, it's the Asus monitor. I don't know the exact details of just about everything. If you guys want to know, leave a comment down below, and I'll definitely try and put into the description everything that I bought, details, and everything. So, but just to show up, that's probably what it's called. But it's an Asus monitor. It looks great, by the way. Alright, to start off the build, basically we started with opening the ASRock Z97 Extreme 3 motherboard. Just to show you guys what it looks like and what's on the inside as soon as you open this, if for some reason you were to get this. There was just 2 manuals. One was for the hard drive components itself, so the actual motherboard. It told you where some pins were, told you where the ports were, it told you where things should go, entrances, exits, the CPU, everything like that. This other manual that I'm holding is a software manual, and it had the hard drive CD right there for any drivers that you might need to install into the computer. I had an issue by not having a CD port. This is the housing case to the back. It's just for where your wires are supposed to go. Just a little like guide, just a few wires also. But once you open this up, let me tell you something, that this motherboard looks pretty awesome. I know there's a lot better ones out there that look just extreme, but for my first one, I think this was pretty cool. Getting out of the case, though, I was a bit worried. I was very careful with everything, and I know you can be a little bit lenient with PC parts now, especially since I was working with them, but I really wanted this to go as smooth as possible, and that was not the case, I'll tell you that much. But we just want to show you a quick close-up of what it looked like. I know it's in the case right now, but don't worry, we're going to open it. We're definitely going to show you guys. So just so you can see right through it. Alright, we finally got the motherboard out of the case, and it looks awesome, and I'm pretty sure it looks a lot better in the camera just because you can really get in there and look in. But hopefully you can see it clear. I got a new camera, by the way. I'm not using the old one that I did to unbox my thing, so this probably looks way better, I'll tell you that much. Right there you got the CPU port, or I guess entrance or slot, whatever you want to call it. Just a few PCIs, I think that's what it's called, the little slots for the video card. So the RAMs are on the top right, those blue and black ones, and it just looks awesome. Alright, this is my CPU, the Intel i5. It looks really cool. This is the fan, by the way. I like how they package it. They package it on the top, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. Never seen something like this. But if you guys don't know what the CPU is, a quick explanation. It's basically the central processing unit. It's what runs your computer in the end, and it's this small little square. Don't think it's that big thing. This is just a fan to make sure it doesn't overheat and that it keeps up with your computer. And this is just a stock fan, by the way. You can definitely buy another one that's a lot better. I have not. Let me tell you that dropping $1,000 is not easy, so we're gonna keep this one for now, and maybe later in the future I could definitely upgrade the fan. That is a CPU. This is the most delicate thing I think in the whole building process. It's Sorry, it's a little bit blurry, by the way. It's just that these little pins, these little gold pins you see there, if you bend any, the CPU basically becomes useless. It's no longer, it won't connect correctly, it won't sync in correctly, so you gotta be very careful with this thing. We're gonna open it up and show you, by the way, so give us 1 sec. Alright, next I'm just showing you where the CPU goes. Again, this is not really a tutorial, it's just to show you guys the process I went through. The CPU goes through here. It's got like a plastic barrier or protector, whatever you want to call it. You quickly just snap that off. It kind of breaks off, not really breaks, but it snaps off easily. Then you got this little clamp right here. This clamp basically it's stuck in there, and it's made so it makes sure your CPU doesn't come out. And I was quite frightful to get this thing open, just because I started seeing the motherboard bend and all, and I didn't like where it was going. So I got it out. I definitely did, and now we have the slot open for the CPU. That little clamp, it's like a mouse clamp basically, if you think about it. When you pull the trap back and then you put the little knob, you know, to make sure it doesn't open, but it's opposite. You gotta put that clamp down hard as possible to make sure that the CPU doesn't pop out. Alright, so now that we got the CPU, or I'm sorry, the CPU out, you just gotta place that in ever so gently with the arrow. If you can look closely, there's this white arrow at the bottom left of, not the bottom left completely, but the bottom of the screen, and there's one on the CPU telling you where to go. So after you do that, you pull this pin back to make sure it kind of locks in there, and this is the most nerve-wracking part, just because remember, this is the CPU. This thing can break easily. There is no question about that. And I was trying to push it down. Look at this. I was trying, and it didn't want to go. So I'm like, maybe the CPU is not in place. I shook it around a little bit. You're allowed to do that. And it was. It was in there. The arrows were pointed correctly. I wasn't too afraid of that. So pulling this back, and I didn't trust myself. So if I remember correctly, we did a cut. Oh no, we didn't. I got it in. Perfect. Easy. Fine. So this was probably the most nerve-wracking part, I'll tell you that. Next was the RAM. Really easy. You just open the slots up, push it down, add some pressure though. You're definitely gonna hear them snap, and by snap I mean you're gonna hear a bit of a grip sound, and there might be a little bit of a kind of friction noise, so to say. Basically, they really need some pressure. And depending on how your motherboard is set up, it'll tell you in the manual how to do it. I couldn't find it, unfortunately, so I just went with the gut, and I put it each one. So I put 2 in the blue, one in the blue, I'm sorry, and then the other one in the other blue. This is basically a common way to do it. Again, I wouldn't do this, but so far my computer's running fine. I don't have a problem with it. Alright, homies, after we did the RAM, we went right into the graphics card, and as you can see right there, I moved the motherboard over to the edge of the box. Reason being is that graphics card will not sit correctly. Usually this is how it is for most of them, just because they have ports on the side that you have to use. I'm sorry you can see the back right now, by the way. The back is not, it doesn't look all that great, I'll tell you that, but once you look at the front, it looks pretty good. Pretty damn amazing. Pretty much it lights up on the 3 letters that it has on the front, the XFX. But putting this onto the motherboard is basically just like the RAM. It's just a matter of pressure and letting it sit in. Now once it's placed, let me tell you, it is very shaky, so I wouldn't recommend moving it around. I recommend holding it. Unfortunately I didn't. I had to be very careful at this point with having it just suspended without anything holding it. We're gonna try and give you a bit of a more of a 360 shot, but this thing looks amazing, and unfortunately I don't like that it's not pointing upwards, but overall it's still pretty cool, just because it lights up my PC pointing downwards. But look at the front, 2 fans on there, then you got the XFX logo at the top, and that's what lights up, and it looks amazing when it's on and running. This graphics card so far has been doing me good. It's been amazing, like I said. Those details will hopefully, like I said in the beginning of the video, be in the description below. And by the way, if you guys are liking this video, please leave a like down below, subscribe for more, make sure you leave a comment. But we're still not done. We're just giving you a bit more of the camera shot, but we'll be right back once we get the next part on. Alright, homies, once you have the CPU, video card, and the RAM installed onto the motherboard, at this point you can do a test boot outside of the computer. You do this just to make sure your parts are working, nothing came out broken, you know. You don't want to find out that you put everything together and nothing works. So but to do the test boot, you're gonna need the power supply, which is what I'm opening right here. This box that it came with, it's also an XFX model, by the way, so don't get confused. It came with all these wires, and this was so intimidating. It's crazy. I don't know how I did it. I had no idea how to wire anything. That was probably, again, one of the this is the second most hardest thing besides the CPU, but the wiring is just crazy. Wiring was the most time consuming. I think for my first time it took me about 3 hours. 3 hours to figure things out. And here comes the power supply upside down. But this thing hopefully provides me the power. I mean, it's got the 80 plus certified or gold something. I'm not completely sure about it, but it's amazing. I like it a lot, and it's got also a energy saving mode. I remember it'll the button right there in the top left, you can choose it to turn into power save mode or just constantly on, in case you guys are interested. But let's go to the next part. Okay, this clip is super short, so I'm gonna try and get through it as fast as possible. So basically, doing the test boot requires you to short 2 pins, the power plus and the power off. The 2 pins were incredibly hard to find. If anyone's building their PC, I mean, you can try and ask me and I can try and help you out, but seeing this PC light up, the 3 fans, the one on the graphics card and the one that's cooling down the CPU, it's just amazing. It's an amazing feel once you see things coming together and they're turning on. I will never feel something so just like it. I mean, all the wiring's there as well. The wiring, we got it, but I don't know how I did it. I just started plugging in things that fit, and it seemed like it's working pretty alright. As soon as I short the 2 pins and it actually worked though, on the computer monitor you can just see it glow blue, and it was awesome. It was a proud moment. It was really a proud moment. I spent about a good 30 minutes with my girlfriend trying to figure out why it wasn't working, and finding those 2 pins, we kept touching them, but it didn't work. But if you can think about it quickly, it's just 2 pins. So if you hold up your 2 fingers, basically just like that, and you got to put a piece of metal in between those just to make sure it's got a short, and it basically lights up your whole computer. Future motherboards already have a button to turn it on, but let's get right to it. Alright, so after seeing everything boot, you can finally put the motherboard. First of all, you gotta move your graphics card, by the way. Don't want to have that in there when you try and put it into the tower. But you can move the graphics card and put in the tower with the RAM and the CPU all in one and just throw it in there. We installed the SSD card. You can see it right there suspended. I had such a hard time wiring this computer. It's so funny. It took us, like I said, quite a while. It's freaking crazy. I still gotta redo it, by the way. We got wires just coming out of one hole. We gotta remanage them and see if we can zip tie a few of them. But this is what it looks like inside the motherboard, and seeing it come together right now, it's amazing. I can't believe I was able to do this. And if you guys are staying this long in the video to watch this, thank you so much for supporting me. And this is what we wanted, homies. We got a PC. So this next part, I kept debating whether or not to share it, but this was me trying to turn on the computer with it being plugged into the wall, plugged into the monitor, and ready to go. I was mad, I'm telling you. I was at the point of just breaking everything and actually getting. I was thinking about getting this computer repaired, but I'm gonna show you this clip. There's not gonna be me narrating it. This is me and my girlfriend talking, and me trying to test it. So enjoy.
Let's go. Let's go.
So finally, homies, you guys saw I wasn't feeling too happy, but I noticed that the button on the power supply in the back wasn't flipped on. I flipped it on. We tried it again, and there's your answer. You can see the graphics card lighting up the bottom of my PC. There's not much to show, but it looks pretty cool. I don't know. It overall looks amazing, and it's you can hear me gasping in the back. I was so tired of it, and I mean, I feel like I'm really prepared to do another PC build, way better than this one. This is really really a problem. And basically, I needed to install an operating drive. Again, for those who don't know what that is, basically what you want your computer to run off of. Windows, you know, usually comes with Windows, you know, Microsoft Computer, stuff like that. I wanted Windows, of course, but I didn't have a CD drive. There wasn't a way to plug in a CD, so I had to go through a long process. To leave it short, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like down below, subscribe for more, homies. If you want to see more of this content, please leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. We're at 164 homies. I'm reaching out to you guys, and I can't thank you any more than what I'm doing. But once again, peace.